Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Catch Up English Podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Daniel. We're so glad you're joining us today as we dive into natural business English.
We really are. So today we're doing a deep dive into how to sound, well, more like a real person at work.
Right, escaping that formal textbook language.
Yeah, exactly. So I want you to imagine a scenario. Just picture the last time you were at a really big business event or a conference.
Oh, those massive rooms with the really high ceiling.
Yes, and you're holding a cup of lukewarm coffee, your hands are, slightly sweating, and suddenly you see them.
The person you really want to network with.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Maybe it's a big manager or a new client. You take a deep breath, walk up to them, shake their hand, and stiffly say, "Hello, my name is nice to meet you."
Oh, hearing that playback always sounds a little painful, doesn't it?
It really does. It's perfectly good grammar, right? But it feels totally unnatural.
Yeah, under pressure, our brains just kind of panic. We go right back to the basic training we learned years ago. We use what the notes call robot English.
Robot English. I love that term because it really does sound like a robot reading from a beginner's textbook.
Exactly. So our learning goal for this deep dive is to further that. We're going to look at some great guides on professional communication. We want to help you learn natural, confident business English.
And this is language that works all over the world, but still sounds warm and human.
Right. We'll go over the shift from online to face-to-face greetings. We'll look at how to show you are a leader without sounding mean.
And we will also cover the danger of the second meeting. Plus, what to do when you completely forget someone's name.
Which is everyone's worst nightmare, right?
Oh, absolutely. So let's start with our first dialogue scene. The reality of modern work is that you usually email someone for a long time before you actually see them.
Yeah, you might use an app like Slack every day. You see their little picture on the screen, but you have zero physical contact.
You know them online, but not in the real world. Then, the big day comes. They visit your office. You walk into the lobby, and there they are.
This is a really unique, modern problem. The guides use an example of meeting a digital coworker. Let's call him Mr. Chin.
Okay, Mr. Chen.
You've been working with him for 6 months online. If you just walk up and say, "Nice to meet you," it feels really weird.
Because it sounds like you are meeting for the very first time.
Exactly. It kind of erases all the hard work you did together online over the last 6 months.
So, what is our first language takeaway here? The sources suggest a really simple fix. You just add 2 simple words to the end of your greeting.
Right. You say, "It's a pleasure to meet you in person."
In person, meaning face-to-face.
Yeah.
But I have to ask, isn't that kind of obvious? If I am standing right in front of them shaking their hand, obviously we are in person. Why do I need to say it?
Well, it's not about stating the obvious. It's about validating the relationship.
Validating the relationship, what does that mean exactly in simple terms?
It means you are telling them, "I remember our online work, and I value it. But today is special because I finally get to see you as a real human being."
Oh, wow. I like that. It makes the other person feel important, not just like an email address on a computer screen.
Exactly. It warms up the conversation instantly. It shows high social intelligence.
Okay, so that's our first big takeaway. Use in person. Now, once you say hello, the conversation usually moves to your job.
The classic networking question. So what do you do?
Yes. And this is the next place people fall into the robot English trap.
They really do.
The natural instinct is to give a very flat answer, like, "I am a manager," or "I am a developer."
And the guides strongly advise against doing that. It's too passive. Instead, they say you should use the phrase, "I'm in charge of."
So instead of saying, "I am a marketing manager," you would say, "I'm in charge of marketing."
Exactly.
The difference between those two is really interesting when you look closely at it. "I am a manager" is just a noun, it's a label.
Right. It just points to your spot on the company chart.
But "in charge of" sounds like action. It sounds like you are the boss of your work. You are the one driving the car, not just sitting in it.
Yes, that is a great way to put it. "I am" doesn't show any action. But "in charge of" shows ownership. You take responsibility for your work.
Does that sound too aggressive, though?
Not at all. It shows immediate authority, but without sounding arrogant or overly proud. You aren't bragging. You're just confidently explaining what you control.
That makes total sense. Okay, so we've had a great first meeting. You showed your authority, but the real test isn't the first impression. It's what happens next.
Ah, yes. The second meeting.
Let's move the timeline forward. It's a week later at the same conference. You are walking down the hallway to get more coffee, and you see Mr. Chen again.
This is where so many professionals make a huge mistake.
Yeah, the instinct is to be polite and say, nice to meet you again. But the guides highlight that this is actually a major social trap.
It's a huge trap.
Yeah.
The word meet is strictly for the very first time you talk to someone.
Right.
If you say, nice to meet you a second time, you are sending a terrible message.
Yeah.
You are basically saying, who are you? I completely forgot meeting you last week.
Oh, that is so embarrassing. You think you are just being polite, but you are accidentally insulting them right to their face.
It's a brutal mistake. So the fix is simple. You just change the word meet to the word see.
Okay, so you say, it's great to see you again.
Exactly. Great to see you again. It shows you remember them. Then the guides say you should follow up with a specific question. How's it going?
Okay, wait, how's it going? I use that with my friends all the time. But in a business setting, isn't that a little too casual?
You'd think so, but no. The guides actually call how's it going the gold standard of modern business English.
The gold standard, meaning it's the absolute best choice. Why is that better than the classic, how are you?
Because how are you is very direct. It focuses completely on the person, on you.
And that can feel a bit too personal for a business hallway.
Exactly. In many cultures, or if you don't know the person well, a direct personal question can make them feel uncomfortable. It puts them on the spot.
Right, they might not want to talk about their personal feelings at a work event.
But how's it going shifts the focus. The word it refers to the general situation, the conference, the workday, the weather.
Oh, I see. It lowers the pressure. They can answer about the event, like, oh, it's going well, the speeches are good, or they can answer about themselves if they want to.
Yes, it gives them total control. It's friendly, natural, and very safe for global business.
I love that. Okay, but lowering the pressure is great when things are going smoothly. What happens when things go completely wrong?
You mean the ultimate social nightmare?
Yes, you see the person in the hallway. You remember to say see instead of meet. You are ready to ask, how's it going? And then your brain just stops working. You have completely forgotten their name.
Oh, the panic is so real. At a busy conference, your brain is processing hundreds of faces and names. When you lose that one piece of information, it's terrifying.
It really is. And to show just how scary it can be, the notes include a genuinely funny story about this.
Oh, right, the guy in the clothing store.
Yes. There was a man in a store, and he saw someone walking toward him. He realized he didn't know their name. He got so overwhelmed by the panic of the situation that he just shouted, I am a human, and ran out the door.
He literally ran away. It's a pure panic response, like an animal running from danger.
I am a human. It's so funny because it shows that underneath our professional business suits, we are all just terrified of looking silly.
Exactly. But assuming you don't want to run screaming out of your office lobby, there's a linguistic solution for this.
Right. Now, the normal instinct here is to just be honest and say, I forgot your name.
But the guides strongly warn against saying that.
Why is that?
Because the word forgot is an active verb. It sounds like a choice. It sounds like you decided to throw their name away because they weren't important to you.
Oh, that makes sense. It feels kind of harsh.
Very harsh. So instead, you should use the phrase, your name has slipped my mind.
Your name has slipped my mind. Let's break that down because the word slipped is doing a lot of work.
It really is.
It paints a picture in the mind. It makes the memory failure sound like a tiny, harmless accident. Like, the name was safe in my head. I cared about it. But it was just slippery, like a wet bar of soap, and it fell out.
Yes. It makes it an accident of physics, not a personal insult. You aren't a bad coworker. You just have a slippery memory.
It softens the mistake completely, but the notes say you shouldn't just stop there, right?
Right. You need to follow up immediately. You say, your name has slipped my mind. Can you remind me? I'm terrible with names.
Now, wait a minute. Saying I'm terrible with names feels like admitting you're bad at your job.
It is an admission of weakness, but it is a very smart strategy. By openly admitting this flaw, you actually make the other person relax.
How does that work?
Because everyone forgets names sometimes. When you say, I'm terrible with names, you are taking all the awkwardness onto your own shoulders. You are telling them you are not forgettable. My brain is just faulty.
Oh, so you are giving them a free pass.
Exactly. And by doing that, you turn a nightmare into a moment of human connection. You aren't two robots exchanging business cards. You are two humans dealing with a stressful situation together.
It builds empathy.
Instantly.
It's kind of a paradox, isn't it? You take a moment of high stress, and by gracefully taking the blame, you build a stronger relationship than if you had just remembered the name perfectly.
Handled correctly, the mistake actually becomes a benefit. You earn more respect by being honest and graceful than by trying to look like a perfect robot.
Okay, so we've covered some amazing tools today, and the guides give us a specific Fluency Builder drill to practice these.
Yes. For our practice section today, the homework is to do mirror work.
Mirror work. So you literally look in a mirror and talk to yourself.
Exactly. Don't just listen to us talk about these phrases. You need to train your mouth. Go to a mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and say these phrases out loud.
I'm in charge of marketing. It's great to see you again. Your name has slipped my mind.
Right. You have to build that physical muscle memory. When the panic hits you in real life, your brain might freeze. You want your mouth to automatically know how to say, slipped my mind, without even thinking about it.
That is such a great pro tip. Practice until the muscles in your face just know the words.
Exactly.
So let's do a quick recap of the 4 major tools we learned in today's deep dive. First, when you meet an online coworker for the first time, add in person to validate your shared history.
Second, to show your authority nicely, use I'm in charge of instead of a flat job title.
Third, avoid the second meeting trap. Say, great to see you instead of meet you, and use how's it going to keep things friendly and low pressure.
And finally, if you forget a name, don't say you forgot. Tell them their name slipped your mind and admit you are terrible with names.
I am definitely going to do my mirror practice before my next big event. But looking at all of this leaves me with one final thought for you, the listener, to think about.
What's that?
Well, we spend so much time practicing in mirrors, right? We want to be perfect, we want to be bulletproof so we never look silly. But considering how quickly saying I'm terrible with names makes people relax and smile, maybe the true secret to business English isn't about being perfect.
That's a great point.
Maybe the real secret is just learning how to comfortably and gracefully admit when we make mistakes. Let that idea sit with you this week. Don't be afraid to be human. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone. Keep practicing.